Room. Hey, hello everybody and welcome. Yes, we're live. We're live here the first Saturday of every month. Today is March 1st, and that makes it the first Saturday of the month, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Hey, if you're thinking, oh, I wish I could watch them live, and because you've watched the 277 previous episodes, well, you can plan to watch us live. Get on our mailing list. We send a mail out the first day of the month to say, hey, we're going live today. If you want to connect with John or I, it's kind of a resource page. You can go to, it's going to show you in a minute. It's michaelloche.com/live, and you can get connected. But today, are you one of those people that you feel like you're kind of disconnected, or there's just part of you that you don't feel complete or whole, or maybe you don't even have a future timeline. Maybe everything in your future is just a week apart. You can't go further. What's that? Why is there not a full life going on? Well, guess what? Today, John and I are going to talk about something from the body code called spirit out of body. So stay tuned, listen in, hear my story, and hear how this might be affecting your future timeline or your enthusiasm to carry on. Wait and see. My name is Michael Loche. I'm a certified emotion code practitioner. I'm here with John one Saturday a month, the first one. We have 277 previous episodes. If you're a practitioner, be sure to check those episodes out. We're covering different things all the time, and you'll get an idea how John approaches things, how I approach things, and it's a great way to learn. Saying that, we're saying good morning to John. Hello there.
Hello, everyone. John in Rarity here, certified belief code, body code, emotion code practitioner. I'm in Canada as well, helping people all over the world.
Hello, everyone.
John. Various aches, pains, mental health concerns, and just vitality, just increase that energy. And a lot of people feeling kind of down and out lately, or just all the time. But this is one of the things that we like to do. I like to do it in every session. So we'll get to it, this spirit out of body, explain it, and maybe start a conversation here. If you are watching live, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, or where you're watching from.
Yeah, let us know. Hello in the chat. Share the live. By the way, we're live on LinkedIn today, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Two Facebook groups. And let your friends know what you're watching. It's like your new show. John, let's talk about, when people hire John and I, most people, they know what they want. No one hires anybody without a reason. And John and I fix problems. So most people are pretty good to say, hey, Michael and John, can you fix my left neck or my heartache or my heartburn or my puffy feet or my aching knees or my pet or my dog or my kids? And people come with a list. And like when you go to a restaurant, you know what to order. I'll have one of those and one of those. But what you don't know is there's some goodies in the kitchen. There's some things in the kitchen that aren't on the menu, and not everybody knows about it. But if you order it, you'll be some surprise. What am I talking about? I'm talking about spirit out of body. And what that means, we're going to talk about that, what it means. John's going to give us a definition and a demo on it. I'm going to tell you my story about what that is. So when you hire John and I, some things take 2 minutes and some things take 20 minutes. So if you come with 1 or 2 items, and then what we do, because we're using lots of charts, we have the emotion code chart, we have a trauma chart, I'm using the anatomy chart, John's using the body code, a real complex system, I'm using the inside cover of the body code book. And the subconscious mind of the client says where to go. And sometimes it takes us to a certain spot. So I'm going to tell you my story, and then John is going to give us the definition, and then we're going to say, but first, John, I think it's time to say hello to some of our friends watching.
Yeah, let's say hello. Hello, Natasha, Paula, Samuel, joining from the UK. Serenity Lake, good morning, Serenity Lake. And Laurie Haley, hello. Good to see you, Laurie. Kalux, hello, Michael John, joining us from YouTube. From Austin, Texas. Nice. Okay. And Serenity Lake from Oregon. Hello from Oregon and Austin and the UK.
Yes. And John and I are on the West Coast. I'm on Victoria. It's on Vancouver Island. John's in Vancouver. And, we have clients all over the world. And again, some of them come to us with a lot of clarity. Some of them say, hey, I need some help. And we need where to go. So I'm going to tell you my quick story. before COVID, I kind of retired from traveling the world and doing seminars, and I was kind of winding down. And before COVID, I was so lucky, I guess, to start working with the emotion code because I wasn't going to be on stage anymore. This was before COVID happened. So I introduced emotion code through John, and I took the training. I became good at it. And then before COVID, of course, we didn't know it was coming, I was starting to transition out of traveling with my law of attraction training career and doing emotion code work. So when COVID hit, I leaned forward and I did a session every day for a year on Instagram, every day for a year. And guess what happens when you do anything every day for a year? You get pretty good at it. So I kind of submitted to the idea I was going to retire from traveling and stuff. But, to be honest with you, my book, Law of Attraction, is so hot right now. Do you know that the Portuguese version is the #1 selling out of all the languages right now? It's so hot. It's hot in Portugal. It's hot in Brazil. I'm still selling so many of these every day, and so my publisher's pretty pleased. Make a long story short, this isn't going away. So I kind of held on to that a bit. But my story is, I wasn't planning anything, and I live on an island. So for me to get off the island, it's a big deal. I don't even like leaving the island. So I was like in year 4, not really leaving my house, not traveling anywhere. And I thought, oh, what's going on? And I did all my emotion code work and living a good life. I was busy with business. I just wasn't getting out of the house, and I didn't have a timeline. I couldn't plan anything a month down the road. So I said, well, what would Michael say if he had a client? I'm talking third person now. If I had a client that came to me and said, you know what, I don't have a future. I'm not enthusiastic. I just feel drained, and part of me just feels like I'm dead, or I'm not interested in life anymore. And I'm not sad or unhappy. I'm just not interested, or whatever the words are.
Vitality. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to all the charts and all the book, and then I went to the body code book. Now, if you have a hardcover of the body code book, you're lucky to have this here. It's not in the soft cover. I just learned that recently. So look at all those little dots here. So I muscle tested, and I said, okay, subconscious mind, here's my world. I'm doing this, and I don't do this, and I don't do this. It was like a big AI question that I loaded. And everything that I was thinking, the problem, my energy levels and everything. And I muscle tested. And the first thing was, I said, is it on the left side of the page? It said no, and it usually is. Most things are up in here, right? I said, no, it's not on there. Well, first I said, is there something in the book that's going to help me? And it said yes. And I thought, oh, I was excited. It was like, oh, we have the answer. We don't know what it is. I said, is it on this side? No. Is it on this side? Yes. So I went to every dot. Is it this, 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 this? And I thought, oh, I'm running out. And you know which one it was? This one, the very last dot on the page. And I thought, where'd that come from? Now, I've been using this book for 4 years, and I never read that dot. John, tell us what that dot says, please.
Yeah, so it says spirit out of body disconnection.
That's right. And I thought, what does that mean? But it really resonated with me. And when you get goosebumps, to me, goosebumps means something just happened that I'm so in alignment to that my body's vibrating because of the alignment. Are goosebumps really a sign of a vibrational match? So I thought, wow, what is this? And then I was a little nervous to go read it, but I was also excited that there was an answer to it. John, tell us what it means, please. Spirit, body, again, taken from Dr. Brett's The Body Code book, changed my life. And here's why. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So there's a big description in the book. I'll just explain it to the best of my ability in my own words. So we have a spirit and we have a physical body, and that should be 100% connection. So you picture your spirit. Use my hand as an analogy, as a spirit, and a glove as a physical body. So we've got a spirit in the physical body, and that is
100% complete. Right,
100% connection.
Your spirit is inside of that body 100%. We got
100%, right? So it's inside 100% connection. So what can happen is the spirit can become dislodged from the physical body. So wait for it. So maybe you have a little bit of the spirit is outside your physical body. So there's a disconnection. So that's just a little bit, right? So, it can become bigger. And you know what? We can test the percentage of it as well, which is kind of fun. So say you have like a 70% connection, you're probably going to feel like 70% vitality, motivation, good about things day to day in your life, right? If you have that, that'd be a 30% disconnection. So it's just as simple as that. So
I read that too. OJ vibes. That's
doesn't it?
Well, John, let's talk about that, because when I muscle tested, I got to that. It said yes. By the way, if you're our client, John and I are actually asking for this now. Sometimes people don't ask for it. Other practitioners, until it shows up. It was so significant with me. When you get coleslaw and you didn't order it. When you work with me, you get a heart wall even if you didn't order it. And I check for this. And not everybody has it, but when they do, boy, their eyes pop out of their head. They're like, wow, I can't believe it. I did one last week. Every Friday, by the way, I'm doing a live Zoom call. I'm averaging 10 to 15 people. I just put the link there. Go to michaellogier.com/Zoom. You can get the link and watch it live. I've helped over 200 people in the last while, the last 2 months on Friday. So get in the lineup and get in the Zoom. So let's talk about that. So I muscle tested, and the muscle test said, yes, I have spirit out of my body. And then I said, well, what was the percentage? I didn't know. So I said, it's more than 1%, 1 out of 100. And I got up to over 10, 12, I got to 17%. So that meant not one finger, 17, that's like 2 fingers. So I had almost 20% of my soul and spirit was outside of my physical body. And I like what Dr. Brad said. He said, the expression when they said his soul left his body, you're pretty much dead. When when 100% of your soul leaves your body, that's why we say their soul left their body. Well, 17% of my soul was outside of my body. And of course, I didn't know if that was high or low. So I thought, oh, okay, at least it's not 100%. That's the danger zone. And so I did the protocol. There's some scripted protocol with the magnet. We do it. So I brought in, just like John showed you, I brought in that piece of my soul and spirit that was outside of my physical body back to my physical body. And I literally felt just my whole body sit up straight. And within 25 minutes, I got online and I booked a trip. Now, I didn't leave the island, but I had to drive there like 3 hours. I booked a trip. I booked a hotel. I texted my friend. I said, I'm coming to Parksville. And they said, here? And I said, yes. And they said, I never heard you ever say that. I said, I know. And I'm coming for 2 nights. I went overboard. And I enjoyed, I live on an island, so there's only up and down. And I live in the very base, and I was going to the north. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And then I loved being there. And then I got home, and I booked another trip. I've gone 3 times. My whole life changed, 17%. So John, I met John in one of our shows. I said, hey, I was out of body by 17%. And John, what did you say that Dr. Brad said was, not high, but it was common?
Well, that's a big number, right? Like, I think anything above like 3% is a big number. It's a big deal, right? So to be like, out that much.
1% is different. One is so I'm talking to my friend Heidi about going to Calgary, which is a big deal. But here's why I like Calgary. It's an hour flight away. It's easier for me to get to Calgary than Vancouver. Did you know that? So planning something in Calgary. And then Heidi said, we're going to call it the 17% dead tour. I was not touring. So, again, if 100% of your soul and spirit that's out of your physical body, you're pretty much dead. So there is a process to bring it back into that. John, let's take some chat from the room and see what people are saying here. Lance from Langley, Portland, Oregon, not too far from us. Dennis's wife has a very bad arm. Dennis, we're not really working on that today, but you know how to get a hold of both of us. We'd love to help you in a one-on-one appointment and fix all of the body. Sometimes the arm hurts, but you don't know the left shoulder does because the arm's so loud, right? So it's all balancing. Lance Langley, love the bro show. Thank you, Lance. And I'm in Sandy. Not sure what that is. Anybody else that we're not seeing here?
Yeah, Lori's interested in her percentage. And then,
okay, Calix. I don't know who Calix is. Calix? I learned
That there's a
I
name
was
here.
11% during a
Camilla.
session with Michael, but I still feel disconnection. Okay, well, we could talk about that one-on-one, whoever that is saying that.
Camilla.
Who is it?
Camilla. Their name's up in other
Oh,
comments.
sorry. I'm trying to scroll and read the same chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Any other questions that anybody wants to ask? Again, we're talking about emotions today. I have a new toy today as well. You know, I've been doing my Friday event. Again, it's Friday on Zoom. I'm averaging 15 to 20 people. I'm helping about 5 or 6. People are coming in that had a session, and they're coming back and giving us updates. Sometimes in physical pain. I did do a spirit out of body with a client last Friday, or a guy from Romania about 3 weeks ago. And he came on 2 weeks ago. His whole life changed: business, clients, love, his whole energy. He was like 10%.
Yeah.
So I always hold this, talking about John and I talking, this is the size of a baseball-sized emotion. And then I have a new toy, and it is called an absorbed emotion. And to me, an absorbed emotion, of course, is one that you got from somebody else, and it kind of glams onto you or kind of attaches to you. It's a little bit bigger and thicker in my cartoon world. So as a practitioner, I like to find out, well, how many swipes of the magnet is this going to take? Because sometimes it's more than 10 or 20. So these are some of the things John and I are looking for. Is it my own emotion? Is it an inherited emotion from my mom and dad? Is it an absorbed emotion? Is it a prenatal emotion, which could be a little baby one, just to, you know, to match the
Still a big impact. Yeah, those prenatal ones you still had your whole life. The inherited ones you've had your whole life. So those are always nice to clear.
Now, John, you work a lot with people's energy and chakras and stuff. I'm going to put this on the screen there. I'm going to hide my screen. Tell my friends what this involved and what it means and how you help.
Yeah, manifesting through with chakras. So put together just a little protocol to help people that feel like they're, you know, blocked to manifesting whatever it is in their life, be it relationships, career, money. And so when we manifest, that energy comes through the chakras, you know, from the top crown down to the root. And if you're finding patterns where you're getting stuck, it's probably in one of the chakras, recurring patterns. So what I do, like a muscle test, you know, what chakra is blocked and having interference with your ability to manifest. So if you have, you know, something in mind, a goal in mind, desire in mind that you want to work with, and you're feeling like repeated patterns, this is a great program to have a look at that. Muscle testing, you know, we can clear out, you know, beliefs out of the chakras. You know, if you're playing small, or, you know, maybe you're not coming up with ideas, can't see, you know, too far down the road, whatever it may be. Maybe you're busy.
You know, when people, they put filters in their air vents and they have to change them every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's what chakra does, like a chakra cleanup, right? And
Yeah.
and I call it a fan. Just make sure that everything's moving. There's no unprocessed emotions in the way. And, you know, you do one motion and then imagine getting all your fans blowing. What a great life that would be, to have all your chakras moving nicely.
Absolutely. So that's at liveandpeer.com/chakras. So have a look at that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to put the title of this episode on the bottom. So we see a lot of people are interested in today's subject, and you know, it's a process to uncover and unfold and get rid of this for you. And we decided we're not going to do one on the show today. We wanted to show you what it was. If you're a current client, if you haven't had one yet, ask for it. Just like a heart wall too. And John and I are both available to help you. We offer a two session package where you could bring that and a list of other things. If you go to releasingnegative-emotions.com/live, there's a host of information there. You can sign up for the monthly newsletter. You can check out all 200 and blank videos that we've done so far. And
278.
About that. Other goodies and information is out there. And Martin, Martin, the guy that I helped from Bulgaria with his spirit out of body, we sent that out in today's newsletter, so you can watch the video. That was quite fun.
Mm-hmm. I want to add one more thing about the spirit out of body. Sometimes you have to do like a little bit at a time. I mean, you can muscle test it obviously before and after, and you're going to get 100%. But it's always good to go in like a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and check it again, because that number, it can, drop back down again. Maybe you started at 70, you got up to 100, and then 3 weeks later, maybe it's at 90, and you're like, oh, what's going on? So the spirit out of body is a fairly significant imbalance, and it's there for a reason. So what we have to do is find out, the underlying causes of why that happened, previous traumas, trapped emotions, that kind of a thing, long-term stress. If you have abuse from past, we're going to look at that, clear that out, and that comes up in layers. So we're going to sort of build it up, get that 100% and maintain it. And that's usually a multi-session protocol.
But if you really want to get your socks knocked off, I'm just saying, if bring a pain item if it's on your list, and let's work on the physical pain stuff. And then really thinking, holy S-balls, this really works. Because it's hard to do anything when you have pain. Some people wait, it's like, no, let's get rid of the sore neck and the back of your sleep problems, get all that balance. And I put the link in the chat. It's michaellozier.com/live or releasingnegativeemotions.com/live. All the information is there about how to connect with John and I. I do want to encourage everyone again, if you go to this page, which is michaellozier.com/Zoom, you can look at previous episodes that I've done where I have people on the Zoom. I'm doing live sessions, and get in the queue. And if it's your first time, I'll give you a free session. If you're a repeat, come in and tell us your story. That's always lots of fun to be able to do that.
Nice.
Okay, Cal.
Oh, good question. Yeah.
You got that? I'm just putting it up.
Yeah, so Dr. Brad, in Emotional Books, Dr. Brad releases issues that have been present for years in one session. Why do you require multiple sessions for an issue? So the examples that I asked Dr. Brad this in person, hey, what's up with these awesome results you're seeing? He's like, yeah, those are handpicked results for his book. Absolutely wonderful. And other times I'd asked him, okay, so what about, what's the process? You've seen people, you're seeing results. How many sessions does it take? I didn't really like asking him that, but I get that question all the time. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I think it was 15 sessions for this one. I was just like, okay, thank you. So we love to see that results in one session. And I've seen that so many times as well. We just don't want to promise that. And set that expectation for you.
Yeah. I'm in the habit, because I'm mentoring practitioners right now, and I've got them in the habit to say this. First, always have a 2-session package, because second session, imagine that John and I are working on your neck and your spine, and when we remove these emotions, we move a big absorbed one, we move 4 or 5, and now energy's flowing, and now the body starts to move because it's more flexible. So when we come back in the next meeting, you might say there's still a little bit there because an emotion that was somewhere else went to that spot because it's the weakest part of your body. People say, it's back. It's not back. It's because we deleted it. The pain's back because that emotion. So very typical. If you're my client, you know that. The second session, we review what we did. Say, okay, last week we worked on your left hip and your right shoulder. Where are they at today? A little quick tune-up. And usually it's an emotion that didn't show up in the first meeting because it wasn't there. It moved to there.
So, migrates. Yeah, path of least resistance. That's very common.
I remember you said this, and I remembered it always. Dr. Brad says, and we say that because we don't know how to explain something. So I look to him, being the author and the inventor and creator. The weakest part of your body, even though we fixed it, it's still weak, and that's where emotions will go to. So when we fix somebody's shoulders, I said, well, don't go do Cirque du Soleil or anything. Be nice and gentle with your shoulders. Yeah. You don't want to agitate it again.
Yeah, the energy's clearing. The physical body takes a bit of time to catch up.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to go at it a couple times for a lot of things. The magic happens, in that second, third session that I've seen, although we do expect miracles in one session.
Well, I also want to encourage people about, so if you're planning to hire us and you already have hired us before, make sure you get these things that we have in the kitchen that we might not have told you about. Sometimes I'll test for it and not tell the client. If the answer is no, I thought, There's no, because you and I ask hundreds of questions without saying them out loud. If the answer is no, I thought there's no sense in telling them that we don't have that special thing in the kitchen that they don't need or want. So, but if I do find it, I'll say, then I always just say, okay, I've got to tell my client about this. But I also want to encourage people two things. I like when I go to a restaurant, I get coleslaw and I didn't order it. So one of your practitioner, one of your coleslaws, and I say that respectfully because it's so important, ask for spirit out of body and also the heart wall. And I want to do a little talk about the heart wall, John, and how it relates to our vibration. Corey in the audience here talking about law of attraction, so I wanted to bring this. So in my book, this is that vibrational victor. It's not me or you, or it's not it's a person that has this vibe around us. That's you and I. So whatever I'm talking about or thinking about or whatever my vibration is, that's what I get more of. I didn't create that rule. I'm just following it. Matter of fact, the law of attraction says I get what I vibrate, and this is what I'm vibrating. And what I'm vibrating, which sounds like a jargony word, which is really a longer word for the word vibe, which really means moods or feelings. So if I'm ticked off and angry and disappointed, that's my vibe. If I'm celebrating success and joy and love and bliss, that's my vibe. And law of attraction can't buck that current. It can only match it. So now let's talk about the heart wall. The heart wall is a negative, unprocessed emotion that you have attached to a specific person. This is Michael Logia's interpretation. What that means, that person ticked you off about 10 years ago and you never talked about it. You're good friends, but that little unprocessed emotion that you had with them is inside of the file folder called My Friend with a heart wall. So every time you see your friend, that little emotion might pop up in that little heart wall. So John and I are able to identify what's the old emotion that's left over with this friend, because as I'm offering this vibration, and I want listen to this, the response that you're getting from other people is matching the vibration that you're sending about them. So if I have a vibration about a certain friend, it's called abandonment or jealousy or anger or disappointment or taken for granted. If that's my vibe, guess what? They're going to match it and they don't even know it. I get what I vibrate. So in this process, John and I will identify old, unprocessed emotions that are connected to a group. It could be, for me, I'd work with prospects. Imagine going prospecting and your prospecting vibe is included disappointment and rejection and hatred and jealousy. Imagine networking with that vibe, and people do. So John and I can say, do you have a heart wall with prospects, customers, clients, boyfriends, girlfriend, husbands, wife, your pets, your home, your boss, your employees? And then after we remove that unprocessed emotion connected to that person, your heart wall, you're sending a brand new vibration. And that's the best news of all. When you send a new vibration, you get new results. Matter of fact, the only way to get new results, or the only way to get different results, is to send a different vibration, period. You want different results, you need to get a different vibration. You want to have a different result around money or customers or clients or goals and dreams, well, then you have to change your vibration. And I've been doing it for years with my book, Law of Attraction, helping people change their vibration with their thoughts and their words. Guess what? That helps too. But the big boss is right here. John, I'd be remiss if I didn't show the oh so famous and popular faucet, if I can find it. And counting and looking for the faucet. There we go. Okay, quick little law of attraction. Just a shout out to everybody listening and hanging out with us today. Join us live every Saturday, the first Saturday of the month. So John, in my book, Law of Attraction, I'm always talking about allowing. That means allowing things, allowing money, customers, clients, money, love, business. So in this faucet, the handle is the resistance. And I actually painted it red to show you it's like a negative symbol. There's a lot of water available here. This is hooked up to a fire truck. It doesn't matter. I'm still only allowing that drop. So having more water or wishing and wanting and praying and doing a collage and telling 10 friends and putting in a pink bubble, doing all of that doesn't make you receive more water. People say, oh, there's millions of dollars available. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's available. What's mattering is what is your resistance to allowing it? And I'm going to get close up here. Number 3, trapped emotions. You don't even know you have them. You don't even know that you might have an old heart wall with money. That means you had a negative experience with money, and now your money vibe includes negative emotions.
Rejection. Yeah.
I love this work. I love the ability to quickly and easily, and we do this, by the way, we do it fast, effectively, and efficiently, removing the emotions causing physical pain and other challenges that you might have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a couple more hellos, and John, then we're going to start to wrap up.
Hello, yes.
We've got Olga hanging in with us.
Hello, Olga.
Texas.
Long time no see. Welcome back. Texas. A few Texas today.
Kyle's is saying, is it a good idea to work in a specific order? You can. I'll tell you an example how I do that, and then we'll hear from John. A client might come to me with 7 items because it says in my order. Come with 7 items. I don't know how big they are. I don't promise to do them all in this first session, but they might be relative. There might be this kind of pain and this kind of problem. So I'll number them 1 to 7, and Michael doesn't guess. When I'm connected, I said, out of the 7, here's my question. That's a yes, that's a no. Out of the 7, is there one that would be helpful to do first? Mm-hmm. And sometimes there is. Mm-hmm. Which one? Is it number 1? Oh, it's number 4. Now, Michael doesn't know why that is, but maybe number 4 includes emotions that are causing the other problems.
The rest of it, yeah.
John, do you do something similar?
Exact same, yeah. Sometimes I see like what I think the priority is. I'll be like, oh yeah, we definitely want to work on this. This is the thing, and then it'll go to like ankle pain or something. I'm just like, okay, subconscious is saying ankle pain, and we do that, and just like they see such a shift in their life.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm going to just open around your nostril. And I know you came for your left toe, but just give me a second.
Yeah. So just follow the guidance of the subconscious. A lot of the time they are like interrelated, like 5 things, 7 things, whatever it is. There are like common underlying imbalances connected to everything. Yeah. But the subconscious just says, okay, just pick one, just write something down and let's get going here. Yeah.
Hey, listen, and it's okay because I've had clients, I'm sure you have, when they come, they're on the Zoom, they say, listen, I'm just overloaded with stuff. I don't even know where to get started. And you know what I tell them? Just sit back. I'm going to start. You don't need to tell me anything. And I usually do, is there a spirit out of body? Is there absorbed emotions? And by the time I do that, absorbed emotions and a heart wall, that might be 10, 15 minutes in. And they are so calm already. They can, I said, now let's focus. But some people don't know where to start. And that's what John and I know how to do. We know where to start. We know what people need. We know what questions to ask.
Love this work, Laurie. Yes, absolutely.
Well, good stuff. Hey, another quick reminder. I think, well, I shouldn't say, but I'm going to do this every Friday. I've been doing it for 2 months. It's been very popular, lots of fun. I'm meeting lots of new clients, good for business. But I am doing one next week. I haven't picked the date yet. So if you're interested, this will only apply to people watching live because it'll be done. But I'm doing a Zoomer next week on delete a specific food or drink item. Mm-hmm. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Hey, I'd be remiss to show you. No, I'd be remiss not to tell you. Let me get the number, please. Holding for number.
How many days has it been, Michael?
Oh, John, now that you asked, let me check. Here's the number. I've changed the word to refined sugar because some people thought it meant oranges and, that kind of sugar.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking
an apple or an orange.
Blood sugar salt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on day 625.
Oh, just lost it.
625. It's going to be 2 years on July 15th.
Wow.
No sugar, no interest, no cravings, no desires, nothing in it, on it, beside it. I have 125 people that have most people, when they got to like 90 or 95 reduction, they said, I'm good. They're okay with that.
Yeah.
Program for bread, right? Imagine bread, pasta.
Cinnamon buns. Is that on the list?
Oh, I can get rid of those too. It's interesting when I go to my grocery app, it shows, because sometimes I don't know what I want to order. So I thought, well, I wonder what I'd ordered the last 3 months because something might come up as, oh, yes, I remember I like those. So it says, do you want to know what you ordered in 2025, 2024, the 2023? The stuff that I was buying in 2023, like I would buy a birthday cake just to have a piece and then throw it out. But I would buy a whole birthday cake. Why don't restaurants sell just slices of birthday cake? You have to have it was about that chemical rose and frosting, which I don't have anymore because it's sugar, but funny behavior.
Yeah. The corner piece.
Yes. I think that's all we're going to talk about today, John. Thanks for helping me out and leading the show today with the emotions that are spirit out of body. John and I would love to work with you. Go to releasingnegativeemotions.com/live and learn how you can connect with us and see if you have an absorbed emotion. But what you don't know is this absorbed emotion has eyes. It was so funny. John, thanks for hanging out. Let's say goodbye to our friends, everybody watching, participating. Hey, share the show with somebody today. We'd love to have your support and letting others know about how we can help them. Matter of fact, we can make it the easiest walk-in clinic they never had to walk to. Saying goodbye here from Victoria, BC. See you later next month, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.